Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Jumbo. Hotep. Shalom. Shalom. All the greetings of love and light to the darkest minds of the light from Napashada. Yes, I've been on this internet for a while, and for whatever reason, I seem to have in my travels through these YouTube social media byways and highways, and at times back alleys, unfortunately, I found myself in a space where I find myself in a space where there's a lot of conversation about consciousness and religion and spirituality and relationship and love. What am I saying? Uh, there are conversations about men and women and how we interact. And of course, it is in a Black space primarily. However, it's not just limited. The conversation is not limited to Black space. I'm talking about the conversation of dominance and submission and how women should do this and that. When I first came in to the community, I should say, the space where I do the debating, I came into a space in 2019 officially. As when I say officially, I mean I've been in the social media spaces since 2011, but officially talking and standing my ground and growing and teaching, I came in 2019 debating in a debate league, and I was male dominated, which most are. And I first came in, I was very much, how do I say, following the Hebrew Israelite doctrines and the dogma and the teachings about women, how women should be quiet and women should not debate men and women should never ever do this and it's all women's fault. Everything is a woman's fault. And I was breaking some of the programs from Hebrew Israelitism, but I was also, and I still do, holding on to a lot of things that I picked up and I value, that really jive with me as a person. Like, so I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to go off base. So basically, I was breaking a lot of the very stringent, radical teachings about women when I came in 2019. Prior to 2019, I started breaking program in 2017 because I was tired of hearing about not women submitting. I wasn't tired of that. I wasn't tired of hearing about women being quiet. I was quiet. I was quiet, meaning I didn't get on the internet and tried to teach or debate. I got tired of the lies that men were telling me that, it's like they kept pushing it further and further, like, oh, you want to, so you're okay not talking and teaching, even though you know more than most of these men most of the time. Okay, you're okay with saying that it's your fault that God is cursing the whole world and because you took the apple from the serpent. So they kept pushing it and they were like, okay, now I'm going to tell her, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelite cult that I was following. I'm still a Hebrew Israelite, but just stay with me. But I broke the program where they were like, oh, and also all women are 304s. And I was like, I don't know about that because I've really never been a 304. And they were like, no, trust me. All women are 304s. And here's the scripture that says da-da-da. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not a 304, but hey, let me humble down. Got it. So then they said, oh, so she's okay with saying, all right, remember, we're talking about submission and dominance. So I was like, all right. Let me go around to the Hebrew Israelite women and say, ladies, we were 304s, we were so bad, and we were this. And so I was letting them tell me that, submitting to that BS. So then they were like, and you also know that you're a liar and a manipulator. I was like, no, I don't lie and manipulate men. I've never done that in my life. Oh, yes, you have. Okay. I guess women are liars and manipulators. So get what I'm saying? They just kept pushing because their dominance was toxic and they were not worthy to lead. It's abusive. Then I was hearing the final straw. It was like, oh, and the Bible says it's okay for women to get kidnapped and raped. Deuteronomy 22, verse 28, Deuteronomy 20. And I was like, wait, what? I don't think so. Yeah, no, it is. God said, here it is right here in Judges. The ladies were dancing and the daughters of Shiloh and the Benjamites got them. And God said it's okay. I don't know. And then the question marks. See, the dominance that I was submissive to start to chip away. I'm too intelligent. Those legs that I thought were cement pillars, like cement blocks underneath as their foundation, I was looking at them and they were really rickety little picket, like toothpicks. That doesn't look too strong. And see, I'm a true sub, but I'm not a fool. I have a saying says, I'm poly, I'm not folly. So I said, okay, I'm still trying to be submissive over here. The man this, the man that. Then they come in like the last straw was, and God said some women can be, 304s and sell themselves, the PROS, the pros, prostitute. I'm going to use that word once for YouTube to not get all. Yeah, they said, oh, yeah, some women can do that. I was like, no, I'm done. This is a lie. You're teaching. You're actually trying to teach women that some women can do that. I'm done. Walked away. And then that's 2017-ish, 2018. I started going I started going and having a voice. See, I wasn't submissive anymore to that. I wasn't submissive to them. They are doms. They are male. I didn't have to submit to them anymore. You understand? See, unfortunately, a lot of men, and I'm going to say Black men, grew up in homes where they had no presence of male leadership. It doesn't even have to be talking about a father, because there's a lot of, parents that are fathers that are missing, but there still has to be a representation of male leadership that is consistent, that will help a Black man or any man say, oh, that's how women and men interact. That's what submission and dom relationship, the symbiotic relationship, how it works. See, they didn't have that. But do I believe that men should be able to lead? Of course. Don't forget that. I know this is a little complicated for a lot of people who don't seem to consistently practice thinking with a complex mind, but let's stay with me, okay? See, they didn't see how men actually dominate and how women submit. They didn't. So they had to look around and say, I'm lost. Can somebody show me? Because I'm tired of women mistreating me. Can somebody show me how a dominant and a submissive relationship goes? Because these women are out of control with their feminism and with their manliness. So of course, they've never seen it. They've never seen true male dominance and true feminine and female submission. They've never seen that. They weren't trained in it. So they start listening to content creators, men who are getting on the internet who are tired of being mistreated because they were in toxic relationships with their mother first. Say it again. And you guys know who I'm talking to, because I've been lately in the manosphere area. And, they like to talk about women all day because they had first their origin stories that their mama was mistreating them. Or they watched their mama get mistreated and they resented that, and their dad was not present, and there was no uncle present, no grandfather present, no stable, consistent male, benevolent male role in their lives. So they get on the internet and they start saying, oh, I'm going to show you how women should submit, y'all. And it's so toxic and wrong. And because they don't know what they're doing. It's like little kids that never, saw how something goes. And then they're doing role playing. They're like, I'm the boss. I'm going to boss everybody around. And everybody's just like, oh, I guess this is how it goes, because they've never seen a dominant male and a submissive female in a relationship in their growing up, in their origin story. They haven't. So they think that submissive is to sit and listen and take abuse. Just sit and take it. That's what they see. See, that's the surface. They think that women aren't supposed to be talking more than men because they go back to somebody with, see how I'm linking this to the Abrahamic faith? Somebody told them that women are supposed to be quiet and just let men run their mouths, no matter if they're wrong. We're just supposed to sit there and listen. And that will mean that a woman is soft. Trying to take us back to the geisha. Oh, the doormat. The Bible. But the Bible doesn't even have women like that. But that's what they were told in church, in the mosque. Women are supposed to sit back and be quiet and just let men ramble, and, oh, you're this and that, and just lie and berate them and belittle them. They think a hazing is submission, taking a good hazing. That's why you see men doing that in these Abrahamic faiths. That's why you see men, dominant spaces with men, doing that to each other in the military. That's why you see them doing it in all of these spaces where they say, you're going to be I'm going to make you a real man. Fraternities, what do? Haze each other. You're going to take all this abuse. We're going to paddle you. They do that to each other. So they think that's male dominance. They think that's male positive, healthy dominance. No, it's toxic male dominance, which actually equates to oppression and abuse. I'm not here to take that. I'm a sub. A sub is a lock, and dominance is a key. Healthy dominance for me. You're not going to come in and continuously abuse women, lie, berate women, and you want women to sit back and take the abuse, and you say, oh, what a good submissive woman. Let me go a little further. You're not going to tell me that women are 304s, because I want to keep this up for YouTube. You're not going to tell me women are 304s and women look like 304s when their bodies are wearing tight clothing and revealing their breasts and their beauty. Yes, I said beauty. I said beauty. When a woman looks sexy, it's beauty. Yeah, it is. When she has clothes on, it's beauty too. But you're not going to say a woman isn't beautiful when she's looking sexy. You're not going to tell me she's a 304 and then turn around and say, but if she's not appealing, if she's not physically attractive, she's nothing. She's worthless. See, you're not going to double talk me in these spaces. And then because I'm powerful and I'm more intelligent, I'm superior than you, tell me I have to shut up and listen to you keep rambling because you're scared, because I know you're still a boy. You're still a boy. If you bring me into a space and all the things that I've experienced in my life and all the different people, male, female, that I've been around, old, young, my age, peers, you're not going to bring me into a space and tell me because I didn't sit there and let you verbally lambaste me, of course. I didn't let you just say scathing things to me on a panel that you say ladies first, because I stop you. Oh, you won because I'm not submissive. Oh, see, I told you she's like this at home. You're goddamn right. I'm like this at home. I don't take abuse. That was me about 2000, let's say 11, when I first got into the Hebrews, up to about 2017. I was taking a lot of shit. I was letting a lot of no-name ninjas walk all over me and wipe their feet on my fine, beautiful, smart, godly, graceful, very selective, celibate buns. Okay? And it was getting them off. See, these men get on this internet and they don't know how to lead. They don't. And not all men, because I'm gonna get to it. Some of the men that I don't agree with, I'm starkly opposed to their teachings, like Tommy Sotomayor. I'm starkly opposed to the things he says, but guess what? One thing they will not say to me is that I get disrespected and cut off and told to shut up by him. I don't. And that's why on that panel that I did, I said, yeah, you know what? You're right. See, you don't get it. It's not about him. Oh, you don't do that with this person, that person. It's about you give respect, you get respect. You are appropriately, even though I don't agree with what you're saying at all, but you're appropriately speaking to me. I'm going to sit back and listen. That's how I'm made. That's how I am. I don't have to love you. I don't even have to know you. I don't even have to know you. You don't even have to be a male, or you could be a woman. If you are talking to me and taking a position of power, meaning dominance, and you're talking to me with respect, and you're not trying to railroad me and tell me, talk over me and tell me to be quiet, shut up, you're supposed to listen, you're a woman. If you're not doing all of that, I'm going to go, okay, sounds good. A lot of you incels that are in the comments talking about how I'm dumb and how I this and that. Instead, you should take some notes and get a real woman. Get a real woman who doesn't sit around and let you think that she agrees with you that single moms should be left behind. Women are 304s because they have cleavage. Women that have tattoos are all 304s. When she knows in her mind that that's dumb and that's not true, you want her to sit and agree with you. And then when in her mind, she's thinking very disrespectfully about you, that you're weak. You want a woman like that who just agrees with you in your face, but thinks nothing of you in her mind? Because that's going to show interactions eventually. You want a woman who's pleasant to you and acting so submissive and, oh, yes, you're right, but thinking, I can't wait to get from in front of him with his hot breath, with his soup coolers blabbing in front of me, so I can go sit and talk to another man who actually I respect and who doesn't talk to me about how I'm a 304 with cleavage, or because I have multiple baby daddies, I'm worthless. You get it? That's what you want. So instead of worrying about me being, talkative and she's wrong, why don't you do this and say, oh, I see. Even though a woman who's starkly opposed to my BS and totally takes a different stance than I do, even though she's in that position, she can still sit and listen and submit if I have the right key and I know how to be dominant. Dominance doesn't mean to call women all kinds of 304s, and I bet you are a 304 in the streets, and I bet your man he has a headache. How about this? How about listening? That's what I heard somewhere in these YouTube streets that that's what men do so well. Then why do you want to run your mouth so much? Why do you put panels together and say, ladies first, or we want to hear from the women, just to bring them in and get your rocks off by beating women up verbally for a group of incels in the chat? The circle jerks have to stop in the manosphere. You bring undesirables up on your panel, women who agree with you, whether they look good or don't. I'm going to take undesirables to another level. See, I was told that an undesirable is someone who doesn't look good. I'm going to take it to another level. An undesirable is also a woman who wants to sit up and just be up in your face to get what she wants, when she really doesn't respect you. And she won't show you. I don't respect you. I don't respect what you're saying. See, I was raised with a father who was patriarchal. He was polygynous. And I was raised with a mother who was following my dad. His word was the last word in the say-so, but she didn't have to get walked all over like a doormat. My mother, you take a little take a look at the old Cosby Show. Remember the character that Felicia Rashad played? She was Mrs. Huxtable and there was Dr. Huxtable. Remember, he was the master of the home. He was the dad. But mama wasn't a doormat. And mama was very, very formidable. That's where I came from, a house like that. 90% of you men trying to bully women on these panels never saw anything in your life like that growing up. And back to what I'm saying, that's the problem. You don't know what submission is as far as what a healthy submissive woman is. You think a woman is supposed to take abuse and just sit there and be a doormat, a toilet, a buffet. You just take. You don't bring anything. You don't know what you're doing. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to love you and help you. I am a sub. But I'm not a sub that you want. I'm not a geisha. I'm not a toilet. I'm not a doormat. If you want submission, you better have the right key of dom. If you want to be a dom, you better have the right key. You better show respect. Don't curse me out and yell at me to make other people feel good, to make undesirable women get off because they resent the fact that I'm desired. Don't to make men who could never even look my way, let alone sit and talk to me in real life, to make them feel good, like get her. That's all you're doing. You're giving them their daily dose of, I want to see this beautiful, smart lady get beaten up so I can go feel good about my worthlessness in real life. I said that. Clip it. You won't. What you want to clip is things where I'm cutting off a man who doesn't deserve to talk to me, let alone sit and call me all kinds of 304s and say that I deserve. This is to Ali of the Untouchable Empire. To shout out to Fatty, whether he likes what I'm going to say about his friend or not. Ali, you're not worthy to sit and talk to me. I'm doing you a favor. You would never talk to me in real life. You'd be scared to talk to me in real life. You wouldn't. You would talk around me. You talk to, in a lateral way. You would never talk to me directly in real life. And then you think you're going to sit and tell me that women who wear cleavage and yoga pants deserve to be treated with sexual harassment, and they deserve to be treated, what you say, as THO, like, the things that they call 304s. Get it? A thought in the mind, but not that kind of thought. They deserve to be treated like THOTS and 304s. You know what that translates to? She asked for it when she's essayed. That's what that translates to, Ali. But I'm not shocked. Okay? I'm not shocked that you would say that. I'm not shocked that you would pander to a group of men who probably are, a lot of them probably are doing that, unfortunately. I think that, what is it? What was the number? 300,000 women or more reported that they were SA'd in 2025 in America, in the United States. And I'm also here to protect men who are being SA'd by men like your audience. I'm speaking to particularly Ali, not especially anyone else, but Ali, because Ali, he's out there in the forefront saying women are 304s and they deserve to get pictures, unsolicited pictures of men's naked private parts. He said it is the same as getting a picture of a man's genitals. A woman wearing yoga pants and cleavage to the grocery store. He said it in Target. Why should I have to look at you in yoga pants and with cleavage and scantily clad? He said it's the same as getting a picture without asking of a man's, you know, phallus erect. That tells me that you're okay with women getting SA'd, Ali. And if you want to say, shout out to Tommy Sotomayor, if you want to say, you know what, you dropped the ball because you wouldn't let him speak. Touche. Good point. Good technicality. It's like Jordan drawing fouls every time he does some magnificent footwork and plays basketball. It's the same as Kobe drawing them fouls. That's what I did when I was in that conversation with Ali. And of course, what does he do? Goes into, she's not submissive, y'all. Look at y'all. I can't talk over her and I can't sexually abuse her because that's all sex. When you start talking to women about you're a THOT and you're a 304 and you just look good because you're a 304 and you just want it. That's a passive aggressive way of getting your your incel sexual frustrations out on women. It really is. You know, it goes back to like, you know, the flashers, men who flash women and they know women are upset when they see it. And funny that he said it's the same as getting an unsolicited DP. That's called cyber flashing. He thinks women deserve to get cyber flashed just because they have on yoga pants and show some cleavage or wearing a tank top with no bra. Whatever you want to say, minding their business though, going to the store. That's what he said. So he is the advocate for men who say she shouldn't have been wearing that. When you hear a woman, oh, she got this and that. There was a story about a woman. She was a stripper, and sadly, when she caught it being responsible or whatever, she caught I say being responsible because I imagine that she might have had some drinks to have to work around all those disgusting men who objectify women, and women sadly start exploiting themselves because they know sex sells and they work in those clubs. I imagine she probably had to be under the influence to do that. A lot of them do, sadly. So do a lot of porn workers. They have to take a lot of medication to be able to let these men do what they want. Oh, that's submission, by the way. That's submission. That's the toxic submission that they like. But I digress. So she took a rideshare home, and a driver who probably is in the audience of people like Ali, a driver who was picking her up from the strip club, taking her home in the wee hours of the morning, told her, hey, you want to do this and that, started soliciting her for sex. Now remember, Ali and a lot of these not all, But most of these men think if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, they like to use that, which is it's a false equivalent. But okay. So because she left a strip club and was a stripper and probably had on some sexy clothing, they say she deserves basically to get propositioned by this man who was hired to drive her home. Not to ask her, hey, baby, you want to give me some? Because he's feeling randy. He's in the mood for love because it's the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, yeah. But see, someone like Ali and the rest of these men justify that. Well, she was a stripper and she did have it on, and they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. What do you mean? We're in the United States of America. She can get in a ride share and pretty much assume, hey, I don't have to get propositioned for sex because I'm wearing coochie cutter pants or shorts. Get it? But no. See, I can't talk like this on these panels because if I was on a panel with these incels, I said it, and these misogynists with the names Ali and Muhammad and all of these women haters and rapist apologist, document what I'm saying. I will never go back on that. You won't ever get me to say, oh, yeah, maybe I was wrong. I was wrong to talk over the guy because that's a technicality that they get you. And they say, see, she's not submissive. She wouldn't be quiet for that guy. He had to mute her out and put her in the back. He is toxic and abusive. I don't have to. Just like that woman in that car didn't have to be insulted by the rideshare guy who thought because he picked her up from a strip club, she must be a 304. She must want to be a prostitute for him, right? Wrong. Emotionally and psychologically arrested are 90% of the men in our society today. Nah, let me take that back. I love men. I'm going to say 50. I'm give it 50. So take that back. Not 90. But I'm just thinking about how these men on like Ali and these incels and these misogynists and these rapist apologists. Ali, you're a rapist apologist. Take the G off. You are an apologist for rapist. Please document. Every time I say document it, timestamp and document it. I'll debate you on that because I am a debater. She said she's a debater. Who's she debating? I'm debating the world. The world who says women deserve to get sexually harassed. Ali, you said a woman deserves to get a picture of a man's erect penis if she wears yoga pants and a tank top to the target. You said that. When she doesn't want it. So that takes me back to the rideshare. That's one of your disciples, Ali. That's one of your disciples. He's a man. XY chromosomes, testes, hair on his chest. He must have the right to solicit a stripper. Surely what's wrong with that? Because they all want it, right? Rapist apologist. That's the rapist rhetoric. So this guy, one of your disciples, was driving her. And because when he said, hey, you want this? You know what she said? She started going off on him. Who do you think you are? I would never be with a guy like you. How dare you ask me that? Uh-oh. Disciple of Ali can't compute it. Oh, wait. According to your teachings, because you have a responsibility. You want to talk about what women are responsible for, Ali? You're responsible for watching your mouth because you're teaching these men who never saw true dominance, who never saw true submission that is healthy. They never saw a man be dominant and tell a woman, hold on, I'm going to listen to you first because men are listeners, remember? Remember, Tommy, you told me that? And actually, I agree. Men are listeners. Women are listeners, but men are very good listeners. So men listen more than they talk. Of course, we're content creators and we have rhetoric and we get on the channel and we're influencers. But I'm talking about if you're going to talk about male, female, men listen, right? They listen. So, Ali, you have disciples who are listening to you saying, she deserves it. She wore yoga pants. I could see her imprint. I could see her boobs. I could see her nipples when it got cold. She must deserve to see a DP unsolicited. I get to sexually harass her or worse, assault her. That's what you're saying. And the guy in the rideshare, when she said, "Hey, what are you talking about, rideshare guy?" She knows how that woman was very rest in peace to her, because you know where I'm going with this. She knew that in the club where men come in to exploit her and pay, that she had to demean herself in a way, get in a mind space where, oh, I'm powerful. This is really power. But come on, it's really not, sadly. And so I have compassion for women who do that, because I know that they have been taught, ironically, by men like Ali, that this is what you're worth. Am I saying Ali is for strippers? No, but he actually, well, on the surface he's not, but he actually is pushing that women are not worth anything. He is. So I digress. So this guy goes and says, "Oh, you're rejecting me? But wait a minute. According to my leader, the thought that's pushed out there, that women are 304s and they want it. They want sex. They want me to, they're wearing these outfits and doing these jobs because they want to have sex with everybody. So they're just for my use. Just like a napkin that I get in the bag with my French fries and my burger. They're just for my use. How dare you tell me no?" What does the guy do? Pulls over. And like you said, an unsolicited DP pulls over and takes what he wants from her. You know what I'm talking about. Grapes her. And then after he grapes her, he's like, she's nothing. These women that dress like this, these women that do these things, Ali, are thoughts and lowlifes and not worthy of anything. Definitely not life. And he unalives her, Ali. He unalives her because he said, "Oh, she's just another piece of trash. She's just another thought." And he decides to discard her like trash in the bushes not too far from her house, actually about probably half a block away. And that was someone's daughter. That was someone's friend. That was someone's sister. That was someone. And because she didn't fit into the submission to the rideshare guy, because obviously what he says, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be a duck, right? You want women to submit to toxic, sick men who've never, ever seen real male dominance as an example on how they should be. They've only learned through these toxic spaces called manospheres that, according to you, Ali, a woman wearing something that's body conscious, you call it 304 wear. Well, it's the same as you sending her an unsolicited DP. You taught them that. So that's what they think male dominance is. They think that a woman is supposed to sit there and go, "Oh, yes. Oh, I am a 304 with cleavage. Oh, yes. Women who who are single moms deserve to get left. Oh, yeah, you're right. Women are trash." I already did that. Remember? I told you I came out of the Hebrew Israelite cult. I'll be damned if I sit on a panel with a bunch of worthless men who think that women deserve, I said worthless, because that is actually worthless. If you think a woman deserves to get sexually harassed and SA'd because she's wearing something that you think is too revealing, you are worthless. Your rhetoric is worthless, but you can do better. Like you said, women can do better. No, actually, you can do better. Stop pushing hatred and misogyny. Stop advocating for rape and unaliving of women, Ali. Now, back to me with the submission and dominance. My name is Napasha Daw. I'm surgical with this. I will sit and take an L and be submissive in any environment where I'm respected. You don't have to agree with me, but what you're not going to do is tell me to shut up, mute my mic, tell me, talk about me, and oh, you must not be submissive at home. You're a 304. I bet you were for the streets. No, I have no respect for anybody. Who respects somebody? Let me put it out here for everybody, male and female. I don't respect anyone who disrespects me. You got the wrong one. Oh, I wonder about our marriage. No, you don't have to wonder. Let me be clear. If I'm in a relationship with someone that I am ready to lay down, crawl to, uh, uh, sit at the door like a puppy waiting for the master to come home, if I'm ready to do all that, and then the way you pay me back is to publicly disrespect me, put everybody over me, baby. No, no, no. I'm going to stand my ass up off my knees and say, no, no, hold on, cut, hold on. You know, when they're doing the scene, cut, hold on. Let's talk to the director. And the director says, no, see, you don't understand the role, Mr. Dominance. You're supposed to, the reason you get submission is because you're supposed to be able to be dominant in a healthy way. Otherwise, subs would just be going around being a doormat for everybody. You're supposed to be able to, in your relationship as a man or a woman, some men like to be dominated, but I'm talking about male dominance. If you want to dominate me as a sub, you're never going to put anybody before me. Check that out. There's another timestamp. You're never going to publicly disrespect me. You heard me? And think that I'm going to continue to be your toilet and your doormat. Baby, you want a strong foundation in your subbing. You don't want some weak sub that just does it for, circumstance and does it for, oh, well, I'm trying to get this from this guy. That's somebody who's out here. You're not a dom anymore. You're a trick. Timestamp that. You're a trick if I'm just sitting there smiling and letting you do whatever you want and treating me like whatever. You're tricking. You're not doming. A dom is a key. A sub is a lock. Okay? A trick isn't a key. A trick is a token that you drop into the little slot so it can get into the ride. I'm not looking for a trick. I need dominance, and I need healthy dominance, and I get it sometimes. So don't tell me anything about, I know she's probably this way. Don't think that when you're being a dom, you get to disrespect women. Don't think submission is sitting, letting someone just lambaste you and tell you, humiliate you in front of the world. Being humble when someone respects you is that there you've succeeded. You've succeeded as a dom. Putting me in my place is dominance if you know how to do it with respect. If you think you're going to disrespect me and put me in my place, I'm talking about for every woman, every single woman in the United States. You think that because she sat there and let you humiliate her, meaning I don't mean humiliate her like, oh, shoot, she was wrong and you showed her the way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're a thought and you don't listen and that's why nobody likes you. If I'm sitting there and letting you abuse me and I'm not saying anything about it, you better believe as a woman in my mind, I'm thinking, this isn't the person for me. If I just sit there and let you abuse me. Now, if I respect you, I'm going to say, please don't do this to me. Don't talk to me like that. Because I respect you and I want you to be the dominant one in a positive way. This is for the gentleman out there thinking that a woman speaking up for herself on a panel while some a-hole just railroads her and lambasts her and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And then she starts talking over him. Oh, you're not submissive. You're not submissive. Yeah, I'm not submissive. Not at this moment. Because I am Napashada. My father never did that with my mother. My father was the boss. He wore cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. A lot of times he wore ties and suits. He wore a lot, but I'm saying, my father never, you know what my father used to do? He would posture himself put his hand, like his forearm up against the pillar or the doorway, and he'd look down and he'd be very pensive and he'd say, okay. And he'd point with his finger and say, go ahead, tell me what happened. And he'd listen and he'd let us go as long as we like, meaning my mom, my brothers and sisters, whenever something went wrong, my father would do that. That's manly dominance. That's power. And then even if once you say something, then he starts, okay, then he'd say, let me get this straight. And he'd start speaking. And then if we say, wait, no, we'd stop him. You call it interrupting. He wouldn't say, oh, I'm not a man in this situation because you're interrupting me. That's because you never saw how men really work. You men who think when somebody stops you and interjects or you say interrupt, oh, I'm being manly. No, you know what my father would do? Oh, okay, go ahead. Maybe I got it wrong. Go ahead. What you want to say? You guys aren't ready for that. You're not ready for that. You think because this is how you men are on these internets, the men like Ali. It was my turn to talk. I thought you were a man. Women and children can come back in if we feel in the hot seat. Remember, you're the dom, you're the dad, you're the husband. We are going to be like, oh, no. We're usually going to be the one saying, oh, wait, I'm going to make an excuse. Or is that you that does that? Get it? We're supposed to be able to say, no, that's not what I meant. And then you know what you're supposed to do as a good parent, a good leader, a dominant male. You're supposed to say, okay, go ahead. What were you going to say? Oh, okay. That's what happened with me and my father and in marriage. Get it? You guys can do it. I have confidence in you that you'll change your rhetoric because I'm solid as dried concrete, solid as the foundation solid as the rock of Gibraltar. Damn it. Gibraltar. Yeah. Gibraltar. Solid as the rock of Gibraltar. That's what I am when it comes to me. And this talking point about how you're going to stop calling women whores. You're going to stop telling women that they're sluts. You're going to stop saying women deserved it because of what they had on. Because we're having women and men, essayed, and children, essayed and unalived. That was my point. And I don't have to sit there if you invite me to a show called Ladies First, not incels and misogynists first, because I wouldn't go to anything like if I'm supposed, and I want to hear about he's the host. I said when Tommy was like, but it's his show. I said, you know what? Fair enough. Remember I said about Kobe and Jordan drawing fouls. I drew a foul by stopping him, but I knew I consciously did it because every time I go over there, he's always talking over me. Can I sit and have a conversation with him? No. Can I have a debate with him where he has to be quiet and mute out a professional debate? Yes. Because I don't have to like him personally. This is about, I don't like him on the internet pushing hate against women. And he's not the first. He's not the first, but for me right now, he's one of the worst. Because you're not going to keep on talking about how women deserve to get essayed and sexually harassed because of what they wear. That's dangerous. Let me say this too. If you don't like women wearing certain things and it bothers you, you have every right to look away, to cover your children's eyes, to walk to another section of the store. You do. You don't have to stare at her if it's too much for your little, your weak little heart. You can't stand to see all those chi-chis and all those booties. You said you're exhausted with it, Ali. But you don't have the right to say, oh, that woman over there, she deserves to get SA'd. She deserves to be sexually harassed. You don't have the right to do that. You don't. You can do, I guess some people say, well, you have the right to free speech. Okay, fair enough. You have the right to free speech, but morally, you don't, it's wrong. There, how do you like that? It's not morally wrong to that one thing that was on your panel, that Athena thing that you guys typically in any other conversation, let her go against you. You will drag her by her face. Okay? You will. Poor Athena, nothing. I'm tired of women like her who God knows what they're doing in their lives. But I don't care. I'm tired of women like her saying that women who dress a certain way are evil. She said it's immoral. And guess what her violent little behind said? When she was in church and she saw women dressing sexy at church, she said she wanted to go harm them. She said she wanted to drag them out by their hair. That's violence, Athena. That's violence. Now, so far, I'm pointing out that Athena and Ali think that committing crimes against people for what they wear, timestamp this, is okay. Ali said a woman in Target wearing tight clothing, revealing clothing, is the same as a man sending a picture of his erect phallus to her and she didn't want it. That's a crime. That's sexual harassment. That's danger. Athena said, when I see women wearing sexy clothes in church, I thought you loved God so much. Your spirit made you feel like dragging her out by her hair. That's violence. You're violent. You're violent, Athena, because you think you have a right, because you say God doesn't like it. No, you just don't like it. And men like Ali, the man like Ali, he doesn't like it because for whatever reason, he couldn't get it. He couldn't get a woman who is so beautiful and confident that she feels like I can wear this and I don't have to worry about someone trying to tell me I can't. I'm in the United States of America. You're not in Iraq. I have friends in Iran who told me that women like Athena get on buses and trucks, I should say trucks. They get in the back of a pickup and they drive around because men over there with Sharia law said women deserve to get harmed if they are looking pretty. Now, remember, we're talking about Iran. In Iran, the women who are like Athena with her mindset think they deserve violence because the men told them, like Ali, they are not worth anything and they must be SLUTS and 304s. And so we treat them like they're 304s and SLUTS. So these women in Iran, in Iran, get in the pickup truck and they drive around the streets and they don't wear the clothes like we do in the West. But see, if they have some lipstick, Athena, that's seen as a 304 in Iran. If they have some of their beautiful hair showing, Athena and Ali, they're seen as 304s. You get what I'm going with? You can't say somebody wears something. You can't say, well, I see her cleavage. No, you just don't want her to be beautiful because you know our beauty is our power. You know our beauty is our power. You know it. The scriptures told you that. A woman, be careful of a woman's beauty. Do not let her look in your eyes. You're mad. And you should be afraid because it's very powerful. The beauty of a woman is very powerful, whether it's with men or women. The bosom isn't just desired by men. The the innocent infant is drawn to the bosom and adores the bosom, the breast. You understand? It's life. They're literally food. They literally keep human beings alive. You're mad. You're mad and you resent us because we have that power. Back to my friends that tell me stories in Iran. So the women who's like Athena said, I want to drag her out by her hair, violence. They jump off the trucks and they find the women with the lipstick and they take these napkins and they put like, kind of prison move. They put like razor blades in the napkin, in the handkerchief, and they go act like they're wiping the lipstick off the women's lips. But what are they really doing, Athena? They're being violent. They're harming the women because they're mad. They're mad because they say they use God. Well, God said it's wrong, and the men taught us that it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? So I don't care what anybody says to me about, I said what I said. Now, when I go into somebody's house, like Tommy said, and like even me over on Tommy's, actually, I was in Melanin's channel, but whatever. It was more like it was Tommy's house. So when I go over to someone's house, I can't go in and do what I'm doing right here. I can't really kick doors in and go on and on and on because I'm on my own platform right now. I can't do that. I've been reminded of that quite often, even in on panels when I'm on there with Sonetter. Mutes me out, tells me I'm this and that. Everybody cheers him on. So I got it. I wasn't on my own platform when I was on Fatties talking to Ali. Tommy was right. I was in their house. So I was, like I said, they could talk about what they want to say. Oh, she agreed with Tommy. I did because he was right. And he wasn't calling me all kinds of 304s and this and that. He was spitting facts. That doesn't mean that I'm attracted to him or I want to be his woman. It is what it is. I was raised in a house where if a man is spitting facts and being respectful, my shout out to my father forever and ever, whose spirit is with me. Rest in power to my daddy. See, and that's the only man I've ever called daddy. Check. My daddy, whether I liked it or not, if a man is respecting me and if I'm being, they want to say chastised, let it be. I'm going to say, you know what? You're right. I can't say you were wrong. I shouldn't have talked over him. I let him have that technicality. Because he, just like I said about Jordan, I'm going up, I get this dunk, I'll do the layup, whatever. And he's jumping all over me, falling all with his sweaty underarms, doing all his crazy drawing fouls. Everybody sees what's really going on. I did that with finesse, but guess what? Damn, I drew a foul. He got me. So of course I'm going to say, yeah, you're right, Tommy, you were right. You're right. I was wrong. And then he got even, he really stuff that I already knew, like, why would you even go somewhere when you know you're going to have these kinds of interactions and you know how it's going to end up? That was true facts. Whether I was right or wrong, whether he was agreeing with me or being against me, where he personally stood in his own feelings, truth is truth. So I said, damn, you're right. And I take that L because I'm submissive. And I'm submissive to healthy criticism, whether it's from a man or a woman. You got it? Now, I'm a true sub. I like to let you know, most of you men in these spaces never saw a male representation of true dominance in your life. You just want to be on the internet talking badly about women because your baby mama slept with your cousin or something. I don't know. That's usually what it is. And Ali, why are you always telling us about what you asked your girl? I would think you're a weirdo if you told us on the panel, I asked my girl, would she like it if a woman, I'd be like, why are you asking me these questions about women and their clothes? Who? What? Why? Why are you asking me this? Why? But that's me. Since you want to get in my personal life and start telling me you bet this and you don't have to bet anything. You're just talking. See, you're scared. You won't be a man and say, I saw you on this and this. I saw you do that. You might as well, because I would respect that more, but you're scared. because you only saw your mama checking people and you saw your mama doing it, I bet. And then you became, probably, I'm just betting, I guess you became a Muslim and they told you women are this way, women are that way. And only if they wear beekeeper outfits is when you should respect them. Right? Right? Am I right? I'm just kind of going out there with the gamble since your name is Ali and you said that women deserve to be sexually harassed if they wear a certain outfit. You said that. Because getting a DP unsolicited is it's illegal. It's sexual harassment, sir. Me wearing coochie cutter shorts to pick up some food at Chipotle is not sexual harassment. But if you were over in Iran, I guess it is. And then 200 men can come out and beat you and then set you on fire over there. So that's where you need to be. But guess what? You're trying to bring that crap to the West. You know, I'm using basketball references. I'm going to be Shaq. I'm going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm gonna knock that right out the way. Boom, center. I just took the palm and slapped that damn basketball right out your hand. I reject you. You will not sit over here in the West and push that hateful, woman-hating, woman-destructive, destroying women rhetoric. Now, you could keep doing it over there and get 200, 300, 400 incels cheering you on, rapists cheering you on. But, baby, the truth is the truth. Okay? So, submission doesn't mean that I have to sit and let a man talk more than me. You have me all the way messed up. I am on these panels. I'm going to talk. And I bet you, if you invite me somewhere to speak, talking about ladies first, I'm going to talk more than you. And that's all there is. It would be nice that if real men, timestamp that. I know that gets under your skin. See, ladies, they want us to tell us we don't know what real men is. Does that make any sense? That's some same sex rhetoric when they're like, only a man knows a real man. If you don't take that back to the prisons and the I'm in prison for life. Where is Quan with his, his Crisco lipstick? No, lip gloss made out of Crisco. Don't do that. Don't come in here telling me I can't tell you what a real man is because I'm a woman. I actually know what a real man is better than a biological man because I'm a woman. You get it? Yeah, you don't like that, huh? That could be debated. Shoot, but I'm going to let you know, stop all that. Oh, you don't know what real men is. We do know what real men are. Real men don't make you feel like SHIT on a panel when you're trying to talk about what women wear. It shouldn't end up, Ali, with you summer jamming, someone directing people to revenge porn, which is illegal. Timestamp that. Shout out to Fatty, whether you like me or not. I know you got to go against me because you're very loyal to your friend. But shout out to Fatty saying, I didn't know that. I apologize. I took it down. Shout out to you for your professionalism. See, you agree with your friend as far as how women dress like HOs or 304s. That's great. See, Fatty agrees with it. But one thing he didn't do is try to get personal and disrespect me, talking about, I bet you for the streets. I said you act like a woman because you were acting like a woman, Ali, but you started that submission bullshit. YouTube allows me to have a couple curse words. You started that, oh, you're not even a submissive woman. I'm a good woman. I'm better than any woman you've ever had in your life, Ali. You know how I know? Because any man who I have been with or am with would never think women are 304s because how they're dressed. Somebody hurt you. Timestamp that because they don't like when we tell them the truth. Who hurt you? Who wore coochie cutters and you thought she was your girlfriend, and then you found out she was laid up with your buddy, your teammate off the basketball team? Who did that to you? Several times, that to where now you really don't like women. I said what I said. I'm like this because I've been around a lot of men like Ali. I've been hurt. So you could ask me, why are you so in your male energy? Oh, by the way, there is male energy. You can, ladies, when they say you're masculine, say, of course I'm being masculine. I'm in an aggressive environment. I can't. They always want to act like you're not soft. Why would I be soft with a bunch of men who say that if I wear yoga pants to the grocery store, I deserve to be SA'd? No. I'm going into my Chuck Norris, uh, you know, uh, Wesley Snipes martial arts mode. I'm not going to sit here and be soft with you. So how I asked him who hurt him, I'll tell you who hurt me. A bunch of incels on the internet trying to convince me that because I'm a woman, I'm nothing. I'm the reason that the world is all cursed because God said this. No, Jesus is the serpent in the garden, by the way, and the serpent did not lie. And that is my original teaching, and the whole world is waking up. So, by the way, I'm going to end this and say, shout out to everyone listening. I didn't check the chat. I love you. If you're one of the darkest minds of the light, I love you, and thank you for standing with me and supporting me. Shout out to women who like to be beautiful. And by the way, when I called her an undesirable, I stand on that. First off, your look is all off to be trying to comfort women who look good. I'm gonna say that first. If you are coming for women because you're agreeing with the man saying that women deserve to get sexually harassed and SA'd, if you agree with the man saying that because women are wearing sexy clothes, they deserve to get treated with attacked with violence. If you agree with that, I don't care if you look like Halle Berry. I'm going to call you out on being undesirable. I'm going to say this and this about you. So as women, don't come at me and say, well, you were talking about her looks. And she was talking about women's looks, saying women are thoughts and 304s. And she's agreeing with the man saying they deserve to get sexually harassed and SA'd. She was agreeing with him. She got her head and her piñata busted. Oh, why are you talking masculine? Like I said, this is the toughest environment that I come from. And I've sat and been quiet and said, I don't debate men. And that didn't get me anywhere in these YouTube streets. It didn't get me anywhere. This is where I go. I'm in my bulldozer. I'm in my submarine, and I'm just riding straight through. And I'm running over a lot of misogynists, a lot of hypocrites, a lot of women who know better, who know that these men are wrong, but because they are so desperate, so timestamp this, so desperate to find a path that they're sitting there pretending. It's going to come out one day. You better speak your truth and get your power and keep your crown. I'm keeping my crown. I submit to true dominance. I submit to respect because I'm the Pashada. I'm not a doormat. I'm not a toilet. And I'm not a buffet. Okay? I'm a smorgasbord. A potluck. You better bring something to the table. Don't ask me what I'm bringing to the table. Okay? Now, with that said, peace to everybody. Everyone, scroll back, Daniel Miles. You came in late. Peace to everybody. What I want to say, shout out to the Artemis mission. Shout out to the crew members of the Orion. I will definitely do some commentary on that, maybe show some stuff. There is a woman represented. Shout out and love her first. I'm like my sister Gemini, the goddess said, I am tribe V first. I'm a Black woman. I'm an Afro-Latina. I'm a Latina. I'm multicultural. I'm B1. I stand for the progeny of people who were mistreated in the transatlantic slave trade. Yes, I do. But I'm woman first. You call me a feminist all you want. You won't hurt me. You will not hurt me. And all these lies about the Black woman was led into feminism by the white woman. So what you're trying to say is Black women didn't know about leadership, even though during slavery, we were the ones that were connected to and convincing and negotiating with the massa and the mistress of the house for our people? You're trying to tell us we don't know about leadership, women leadership? Take several seats. You're not ready. You're not ready. There is masculine energy and there's feminine energy, and every individual embodies both. Everyone. But we are the mothers because we birth male and female. That would make us the root. I know you don't like that. Shout out to Artemis. Shout out to Orion. Shout out to the black man that's also represented, the brother who was one of the crew members. And shout out to the other two men who are the crew members as well. The Canadian brother. Yes, I said it. The brothers and the sister on the Artemis mission. We are going further than any human being in history. 250,000 miles. You think I care about what a bunch of arrested, developed incels and misogynists say about what I'm wearing, or how I didn't yield to a man who said women deserve to be sexually harassed? You think I care? We have gone we're going 250,000 miles into space. And guess what? Gravity is carrying us. Yes, yes, yes. It's a lovely thing. Peace to the darkest minds of the light. And flat earthers, I know you're out there. Oh, this is not true. This is AI. Stop. Stop. Stop being irresponsible or just being play. And I'm taking it back to Ali. If you think you're going to push irresponsible rhetoric that is causing a lot of women to be unalived and a lot of women to be sexually harassed, I'm going to come in with my gigantic piñata bat and bust you upside your donkey head. Okay? I'm talking about the donkey piñata, not him actually, because I'm not like Athena. I don't want to hurt anybody. I do not want to harm anybody. I've never been violent. But this mouth, this rhetoric, this mind that's behind this, the vocal cords and the things I say, whew, pretty dangerous, because that's why women are dangerous. You don't like the truth that we cut right to the center of your core. We get right to your soul, child. And a lot of you men you stop developing. I don't know. I love you on this. I'm here for you. We can do regression therapy, regression visualization therapy. We could take you back to childhood when you were 8 years old and your mother was beating you down and saying you're the man of the house and blaming you with inappropriate parentification and letting your sister also join in. We can go back to when you stopped developing and you're still an 8-year-old boy, even though you're in your 40s and 50s. We could do that. Okay? We can do that with you. However, as a grown man, you're not going to say that women deserve to get harmed because you don't like seeing that her titties are out. It's making you uncomfortable. That beauty is power, isn't it? You don't like that dominance. You don't like that kind of dominance. Well, do better. All right. I said what I said. Peace to the darkest minds of the light. Have a good day. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Sonnetter. Peace.